Hello, everybody. This is Greg, and I'm here with my family. We just finished watching the movie Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and so I have my wife here.
Hi.
That's Amy. I have Titus.
Hi.
I have Chloe.
Hi.
And I have Abby.
Hi.
And what we're going to be doing is that what we had the kids do is that we wrote up 10 questions for them, and each of the questions go as follows. Number 1 is the title of the movie. Number 2, describe the settings of the movie, where it took place. Number 3, the plot of the movie, the start, the middle, and the end, ABC. Number 4, who was the main characters. 5, who or what was the opposition to the main character. 6, what was the turning point or climax of the story. 7, what jumped out at you as interesting as a lesson. And 8, what point can be added to your life. 9, what was the message of the movie for any viewer. And what grade do you give the movie? Rated from 1 to 10. So what we're going to go through with the kids. And since we already know what the title of the movie is, pretty much Star Wars: The Last Jedi, we're just going to skip that question. We're going to go on to number 2. And so we're going to ask different people different questions. And so I want to just ask Titus, describe the setting of the movie, where it took place.
The Outer Rim.
Okay, and the Outer Rim is in...
Like their universe.
Okay. And anybody else want to add anything to that? Chloe?
On their ship.
Okay, cool. It was on their ship. And Abby?
I'm just gonna say in space, which is sort of like what Titus said. Yeah, because they kept moving everywhere.
Yes. Very good. Okay, Amy, you want to add anything? Okay, cool. And see, okay, now we're going to say, we're going to skip the summary of the plot and go to number 4. Well, who was the main characters in the movie? So we're going to ask them. So we started with Titus last time. We're going to ask Abby this time. Abby, who was the main characters of the movie?
It was very hard picking who was the main characters, because I don't really know, so I'm going to say Poe the pilot, Finn the trooper, and Leia and Rey were mostly the main characters, because the rest died out or something.
Excellent. Chloe? Chloe, who you thought were the main characters?
It's kind of the same thing.
Okay. All right. Anybody else you want to add or subtract?
Say it, Titus. It's fine.
And okay, Titus. Anybody else?
Okay. I just want to go for them for almost the same characters as Abby and Chloe, like Rey, Finn, like Poe. They also add some characters because I thought those were main characters too, like Rose, Holda, like BB-8s, like Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, and also Leia.
Perfect. Very, very good. Yeah, I totally overlooked BB-8 myself. I just know he's a character, but I totally forgot to add him as one.
What's the bad guy? The bad guy with the warped face.
Oh, we're coming to that. That was
those are just main characters.
Yeah, the main characters.
It could be.
Well, I guess you have
both.
the but I was going to put who was the opposition to the main characters.
Oh,
next question.
Okay, opposition. Yeah. Okay. So main positive characters versus the negative ones. Okay.
Yeah, who would be the one main character? Anybody can answer. The one character who would kind of follow in the whole story. Who would be that one person?
Rey.
It'd be Rey. Yeah, Rey was the main character of the story, and Luke was more like a supporting actor, even though he was a main. Because remember in the first movie, it was about her story, and so when you had Rey to continue on with her to find Luke, because Luke was they found him at the end of the first one, so now they found him, and so the main story wasn't about Luke, it was about Rey.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so now you have who was the opposition to the main character? We'll have let's see. I'll have Titus go. Titus go first.
The opposition to them were Kylo Ren, Plasma, and Snoke.
Mm-hmm. I think her name was Phasma.
Phasma.
Yeah, Phasma. And then
it's hard to say.
Chloe.
Ben Solo.
Mm-hmm. Ben Solo, otherwise known as Kylo Ren. All right, and Abby. Anybody else you want to add?
It was sort of the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're mostly what Titus and Chloe said.
Could you say even Luke was in opposition to the main character sometimes? You know, even though he was, kind of positive, he can go either way. You could say that he was, at one point, he was, like, not helping Rey, and so he was kind of like a hindrance, because she just wanted to have him come back and go to, deal with the situation, but he was kind of like, no, I don't want to go back, and kind of thing. And so, like, leave me alone, and trying to run away from her all the time, Yeah, Terrence?
And also, Kylo Ren was a little bit coming towards the resistance a little bit, but then then he shifted at the last seconds.
Yeah. So they had a depth to the character. They always had you see, sometimes the best characters that you have are the ones that give you two sides, not just one side. For example, like let's say about the villains. If you have a villain that's just all bad, it's like a superhero is all good. Superhero has no problems. That's kind of goes for a boring superhero, but it adds mystery when you have a villain that has some good qualities in them. It jumps back and forth, so you're not really sure where they stand, And then so, let's see, this might be a spoiler, but what was the turning point or the climax of the story? Let's see, we had Tyus go first last time, so let me ask, Chloe.
When the war came.
Okay. What exactly? Which war?
The last part.
Okay, when they were... Well, where were they at that point?
They were in a snowy planet.
Okay, cool. They were on a snowy planet. Alright, and then, why was that a climax for you? Why did you see it as a climax? Or actually, the turning point of the story. Why was that a climax for you?
That, there was no other entrance for them, and then the weird wolves showed them place out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Very good, Chloe. All right, Abby.
I think the turning point, the climax was when the Resistance got saved by Rey picking up the rocks with her force. That's what I thought was the turning point, because she kind of made the problem turn better by saving them, so they wouldn't have to die by evil people.
Very good, and that was on the same planet, the same place that they were being held up at. Okay, Titus, what is your point of view on that?
It was kind of the same as Abby's and Chloe's, but I just wrote the turning point of the turning points of the story was the Rebels' last stand.
Yeah.
I just called it that. So it was kind of like what Chloe just said about them being the last battle on the planets.
Yeah.
How that was kind of the best climax and in battle throughout the entire video.
Awesome. Amy, you want to say anything?
Well, I just thought when Luke was in, what is it called? When they're not really there, but they're there. What is it called?
Almost like a hologram, or
hologram,
like a type thing.
So he came,
projected himself, I guess.
Projected himself to be there, and he faked the guy out, the bad guy, and think he's fighting with him, but he's really not even there. And that's how he basically was. They were distracted. Everybody was distracted. They were able to get out a different way. So that was a turn, because it was basically they were going to get killed by the big cannon gun, and the door's going to come down. Everybody was going to come and get them, and there were very few of them left. So they just thought that was going to be the end of them, but ended up being where they were able to get out. So, and also they didn't know that what's the character, the one with the rocks?
Rey.
Rey. They didn't know. They didn't know she had that power.
Right.
So all of a sudden she's showing that she had that power, which means that she is a Jedi.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that.
Right.
So they're shocked, like, wow, now they have a Jedi to protect them now.
Mm-hmm.
Before they were begging Luke to come back,
Right.
And now they actually have a Jedi that's there with them that can help them for their future situation. So, then they felt like that's hope. They were losing hope, and everybody was losing hope, and they're able to have her with them now.
Okay, wonderful. I thought about like a couple points where when Luke actually at the end of it where he died. I thought that was interesting because it was like for me that was a turning point because I was kind of hoping that maybe Luke would actually join the fight, and that he would actually be part of the ongoing battle and he would train an army, get over his fear, and also the point where they were fighting. Those are 2 points for me that were really good because they were fighting together. And you were just like, oh my goodness, they work so well together as a team. And here he's fighting against Darkseid. And then when they're fighting the lightsaber, and they're pulling it between the two of them, and they're just like, they find the lightsaber like blows up. I was just like, oh my goodness, that was just that was because I was thinking like, okay, well I guess they're gonna be friends now, and the force is balanced, and everybody's gonna be cool, and probably gonna smooch or something, because like they was kind of like in the moment, and then here they are fighting again, and so I don't know, whether the backstory, whether they're related somehow, but the bottom line is like at that point when I saw that, I thought it was gonna be like that point in the movie was gonna be for me where he's gonna Kylo Ren was gonna join the Resistance, and then they'd all be together, and then but no, I guess they had to keep the conflict going and the mystery of how he becomes something, either Sith Lord or something, and anyway, so next question. Let's see, what point can you add to your life from the story? Just skip a question there. What point can be added to your life just from watching the story? So let's ask Titus.
Don't fall into the bad side, no matter the strain.
Okay, very good.
That's what I pulled out of the story so far.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Anybody else like to go next?
I would like to go.
Okay.
Try to make sacrifices for people. Like 2 people, I think, or 1 person, I'm not really sure, but 1 person like saved like them like by destroying the mothership, really. Not really a mothership, but just destroying the ship as like everything was going on. Like different camera views from different people were going on, and like the lady risked her life to like save
the captain with the
the captain with the rest of the crew, really. So she like killed the main ship so they could get to their safe point, but yeah, so they got to their safe point and like kind of made it there.
Okay, cool. And Chloe?
I didn't really think of anything.
Okay, that's good. Maybe it'll come up later. Aim, what are some of the points that you thought you can add to your life from the story?
Well, I thought about people could be your enemies, and then they could become your friends, and then shortly after that becoming your enemies again. I want to destroy you.
Right.
So here it is, the situation. They were deceived and connecting in their thoughts, and then she came to meet him, thinking that he will be her friend, and then when it came to a point where she's gonna die, he decided to come and take some power and kill the guy, and guess what? So she's thinking, we're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
You're gonna come with us.
Yeah.
And guess what? And 5 seconds later, she says, no, I'm not coming with you because you want to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
And you want to take this power, and you want me to rule with you, and I can't do that. Then they're enemies again.
Right.
And then he wants to basically destroy her, and destroy her with passion, like kill her.
Yeah.
Like with a horrible vengeance. So, yes. So you could be friends with somebody, then they're enemies. Then they're friends, then they're enemies. So you really can't get so deceived so quickly to think everybody's for you all the time.
Exactly.
Or everybody's against you all the time. You have to kind of like, I gotta get my path, Lord help me, have wisdom, and who's my, my enemy, who's my friend, and then sometimes they could switch. So that was my thought.
I thought my thought was I thought about how Luke's character was reluctant. He didn't want to go back and change things. He realized that his time was, as everybody, there comes a point where you start thinking of your own life and how your life is played and some of the choices you've made in your life, and you don't want to play anymore. You just want to stay away from everything. And how at the end of it, he decided, I'm going to help in any way I can. And they all realized that, you know what, the reason why he didn't get killed in a laser blast because he's not really there, and they kind of figured it out before everybody else did. So they used the opportunity to escape. And so, even though he didn't want to get involved again, he was able to help them in the way he could. And sometimes, you know, we don't think we can do many things, so we say we can't do anything. So, yeah, but we can do some things. You know, the little that we can do. Someone once said that what you do will be insignificant, but it's good that you do it anyway. Because there's certain aspects of life that only you can do, you know? The job that you work or the family that you have or the situations that you're encountering or things like that. Sometimes you don't feel as though you can do something to change the whole world, but the little that you do does change the whole world. And it's important that whatever you think to do, that you know it's important. All right, I'm going to skip the last question, but no, not last question, the second last question, and go to the ratings. So we can go towards wrapping up this interview. Okay, the ratings. On the grade of what grade do you give this movie? Rated from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, and why? Okay, so we're gonna ask we'll ask Titus first. Okay, Titus, what do you rate this movie as?
I rate this video in like a 7 because it was kind of confusing but intensely awesome. And it's like it's a way of like of all these Star Wars videos building up to this moment. Kind of confused me like what's going there, like what, but then like the new creatures was like so weird.
Mm-hmm.
And like the new adventure in peril was like so overlapping.
Okay. All right. Cool.
It was very cool, but it was also really weird that it doesn't go up to the best. But it's like it's a little like okay, like great, like sort of thing, like
okay,
like excellence.
All right. Okay. Cool. Chloe, what is your thought on it? Rate 1 to 10.
It's 5.
A 5. Okay. You gave it middle of the road. Okay. Why did you give it a 5?
It's because like there were some weird parts.
Okay. Explain weird.
Like one if they're imagining like Ray and the other dude.
Yeah.
Like if they're imagining like how did they touch each other?
It was that was a Snoke. Snoke, he did that. He created the whole thing for them. He made like almost like a video game for them to play. So he made it open for that side and made it open for Rey and for Kylo to trick them both to make them come together. So he set that up, and so he couldn't find out where Luke was because some kind of shielding was there, but he could determine where Rey was and be able to make them talk. So he knew the whole story both ways, you know. So that's what happened. That's where they're a little weird talking to the fourth wall, you know, situation that was there. So okay, so you gave it a 5. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So Abby, what do you rate it?
I rated it a 6 because it was not. It was cool. I liked the effects and everything, but like it was very rough. It wasn't like as like happy really. It was more like of a sad video or something, cause like Luke Skywalker wanted to kill the kid because he sensed evil in him.
Yeah.
So he kind of turned him to his evil ways or something. So like, yeah, and all the war stuff. They're just kind of sad.
Okay. Well, that's a very good observation about the, you know, that sometimes the thing you don't want to have happen. There was a movie like that a while back, Amy and I were watching, and this lady, she was afraid her husband was going to die, and she ended up getting him killed, you know, because she was so afraid. It was Premonition with Sandra Bullock, but where she kept on trying to make sure that, you know, her husband stayed alive. Anyway, but that's a different thing. So the thing is, like, yes, in this situation, you have it where Luke kind of pushed Kylo Ren into the dark side by him sensing darkness and not coaching it right, I guess, you know. Amy, what are your thoughts? What will you rate this movie?
Well, I like Star Wars in general. I like the action. And I liked how they get out of every situation that they have. They seem to it's definitely a well scripted movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an out.
Yes.
You know, there's there's a back entrance here, and the ice foxes or ice dogs will lead us out. And there's what's her face? What's her name with the rocks? Ray. She's gonna let us out. Somebody's gonna let us out. You know. So there's always a way out. There's always continuance because there's going to be another Star Wars movie. You know,
yeah.
I mean, I understand not losing hope, and you know, they just the Resistance doesn't want to lose hope and never wants to die. You know, in Star Wars, never wants to lose any more money. I mean, they want to keep making money. So, yeah. So, it's a hopeful situation. You know, and sometimes like the little guys. They gotta fight.
Yeah.
They gotta fight against the big guys, the evil people, and a lot of times they die because the big guys are just too big and they have too big of a guns, you know. But still, I don't think you should lose hope.
Right.
And still fight, and
okay.
hopefully persuade other people to fight too.
What do you rate it as? What's your rating?
Out
of 10.
Well, I think 8.
An 8.
Yeah, it held my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And it, you know, twists and turns here and there, and it was good.
Yeah, my point of view, very good aim. My point of view, just to wrap it up, I was thinking that I gave it like an 8 as well, and the reason why I gave it an 8 is because there was a lot of things in the story that just kind of hokey it a little bit. For example, they had a lot of like astral projection and things like that, and you had it where yes, Luke was able to help, but he wasn't there to help. He was just a distance. You had a thing where Princess Leia, she was like blown out into space.
Yes.
And then she kind of like put her hand out, never using the Force before. The only time she kind of used the Force was back in let's see, she used it in Empire Strikes Back to find Luke, because he's like Leia. He had just gotten his hand chopped off by his dad in the Empire Strikes Back. And he's hanging off the thing, and he's like, Leia, come help me. And after that, she was like, I know where Luke is, so she could locate Luke. But you never see her like wielding a lightsaber or anything like that. Maybe in the comic books, probably, but not in the in the movie sense, So her being able to like pull herself from space and bring herself back to the ship that was just kind of like, okay, kind of thing. All right, everybody else didn't get a chance. I shouldn't save everybody else now. I just kind of saved herself, but that's okay, because that's interesting. And then the other thing is, the Rose character, I think she was okay, as a character, and that she was okay as a person. Just that I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know, that she was. I don't know, if they didn't have her, the story could have continued just fine. I don't know, but I don't know if she was not supposed to be like comic relief or something. But like I thought that those little poe creatures, the little I forget the name of the creatures. The Borgs. Okay, those little Porg creatures were like, okay, all right, okay, I can't look at them. All right, so
they're cute.
They were cute, but I'm like, okay, and just that's like propaganda right there. It's gonna be a little doll, that's gonna be something. Anyway, so let me just wrap it up quick. I gave the movie an 8 because I thought, in terms of the plot was really cool, and it's gonna be another movie coming, because they're gonna keep the story going, like Amy was saying. And then just pretty much I gave it an 8 because the graphics were great, the colors were wonderful, the different planets I went to were fun. And that's pretty much it. I just want to say that. And thank all the kids for your participation. Thank you, everybody. Thank Amy and the kids for your participation. So just want to say, everybody say bye real quick. Just bye. Bye. All right. And so, yes, and Amy, want to say something?
Just reality is, what Luke Skywalker said. It's a religion of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And Star Wars is a religion in the sense of they're teaching their thought about who they think God is, who they
Right.
think a force is. It doesn't have anything to do with the Bible.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with Jesus, salvation, or anything. It's just an entertaining story that you can think of. There are some life lessons that you can get from it, but Jesus is the only way to salvation, and not through some kind of force or other way that you want to make up. So, yeah, Jesus is the way.
Alrighty. Thanks again. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and put your comments below if you want to. Thanks again, and more reviews coming.